Good morning, everybody. Mark Finan here in the home weather office on this Thursday morning. It's now the 29th day of August 2024. This is the morning briefing coming to you from the home weather office. And as I look out the window, there's not a cloud to be found, but there is a little haze in the air. A little bit of smoke coming from a fire down south that I'll show you here in just a minute. But otherwise, the weather over the next couple of days looks warm, but not overly hot. And here, as I mentioned, the 29th day of August, as we wrap up this month and wrap up meteorological summer at the end of this week, it is going to go down as the hottest summer on record for the greater Sacramento area. I'll show you more on that here in just a second. But let's start with the satellite this morning. A couple of things going on. The marine layer looks a little bit more impressive than it did yesterday, but with a minimal onshore flow this afternoon, temperatures in the valley will still reach that range of, let's say 98 to 101, something like that. Yesterday, downtown Sacramento did hit 102. The other thing I want to point out this morning is, wow, look at this area of smoke in Idaho. Big fires going on here, and some of that smoke going down over the Salt Lake City area and certainly over Wyoming and southern Idaho. Just a huge area of smoke. We've seen that before. Instead, the smoke and haze that I'm seeing out of the home weather office is from this fire down here. It's called the Coffee Pot Fire. It's a little over 5,000 acres, not growing that fast. It grew about 600 or 800 acres over the last couple of days. But as you can see, the smoke and haze does come up the valley as we do have the flow in the mid elevations that is coming up from the south and southeast, our typical southeasterly flow that we get during our monsoon season. Not much monsoon moisture, but we still have that flow coming up out of the south, which drags that smoke into the air. It's not bad for air quality per se. It's just that if you notice that the sky isn't quite as crystal clear and blue as it quite often is, most of this is elevated, so it's not down at the surface, so our air quality will still be pretty good. I did have somebody ask me a couple of days ago saying they look outside and they see some smoke and haze, but they look at the air quality and it's all green. Well, that's what can happen. It can look kind of orange out there, but if the smoke is up around 10 or 15,000 feet, that's not going to impact you as much down on the ground. Let's talk a little bit about the fires and take stock of where we are for the season. This comes from CAL FIRE. This is their 2024 incidents. The number I want to look at here is there's been 832,000 acres burned this year. Now, the long-term average, the 20-year average, is about 1 million acres a year. Some years, like the last couple of years, have come in lower than that, and a couple of years before that came in much higher, with 1 year over 4 million acres. Most of this, more than half of this, is just from the Park Fire alone. So while it has been an active fire year, there have been 5,500 fires, most of them, of course, quite small. But there have been, a lot of fires, and some of them have turned out to be pretty big. So far, this year's fire season is maybe slightly bigger than average in terms of total acres burned for this time of year. But also keep in mind that it's the next 6 to maybe as much as 8 weeks that are the key part of the fire season. And all of that will depend on fire starts and north wind events and all that sort of thing that often happen as we head into September and October. All right, let's take a look at the big picture and show you what's going to happen here over the next couple of days. Big low here. I showed you the fires in Idaho, and you can see that flow coming down out of the north. So that's why that smoke plume from Idaho is going down that way and moving off. And then here's our south and southeasterly flow dragging that bit of smoke off the Coffee Pot Fire. But otherwise, what we have here is enough ridging going on to make for some warm days. Next couple of days, we will see temperatures in the afternoon reach the upper 90s to around 100 degrees or so, but we'll also see overnight lows drop off into the upper 50s and low 60s, which is, nice. Then as we head into the weekend, this little low goes by, helping to lower temperatures, especially Sunday and Monday. We may even see temperatures on Monday stay in the upper 80s, probably more like low 90s, which is about average for this time of year. But after that low goes by, it does look as though there is going to be another pretty big ridge dominating the west, and that will give us the potential for some heat next week. We may see temperatures get higher than 102 next week, maybe even as high as 104 by the time we get to Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. And then beyond that, we could see yet another trough develop, although the models keep going back and forth on that. So that's what we're going to do as we end this month of August and head into the month of September. So let's review a little bit. And these are the daily max and mins from the NWS in Sacramento, downtown Sacramento, for August. And so far, yesterday went 102, and that broke that string of almost 3 weeks where we didn't have temperatures over 100 degrees, but we did have that 102 over 64 yesterday. And that now makes us up to 37 days this year with temperatures at or above 100 degrees. 21 of those came during the month of July alone. So this month has been slightly warmer than average, 1.3, and it'll probably end up somewhere around 1.5 higher than average. But June was 4 degrees warmer than average. July was 6.3 warmer than average. And so this has been the coolest month of our summer. Keep in mind, we're talking meteorological summer, which is June, July, August. So this is the coolest month to average of our 3-month summer season. And still, we've had 7 days over 100. And when you combine June, July, and August all together, which is our summer season, you put those all together, and what will make headlines over the next couple of days is that this will be the warmest summer on record for Sacramento when you combine the highs and lows for those 3 months. So meteorological fall starts on Sunday. Of course, astronomical fall doesn't start until the end of the month, 21st of September. But so for those of you looking for cooler weather and you're done with the heat, we're not quite done with temperatures over 100 just yet. But certainly the end of hot weather is in sight. That's everything I've got for you this morning. Make it a great day. I'll talk with you later.